Yeah, I'm back on YouTube. Yeah, 2 weeks, baby, we're back. Before we get started though, can we just take a second to appreciate how clean my room looks? Oh, what the fuck? Alright, take two. Alright, here we go. Guys, can we just take a second to appreciate how clean my room looks? So yeah, this is my life now. Fuck.
And it all dissolves.
So it's been a while. I don't know, 2 weeks. And I'm sure some of you are like, what have you been up to? What's been going on? And I'm sure a lot of you haven't even noticed that I was gone, which is completely fine. No big deal. I'm just a wannabe YouTuber. But for some of you who are curious, I've been playing a lot of guitar. I've been playing a lot of Guitar Hero with Alec, and if you guys want to know our band name, we kind of randomized it. It's called Donkey Orange. I don't know why. That's what it came up with, the band generator name thing. I also decided to get an air horn to fuck with Alec. So I'm sure a lot of the times before the video, I'm just gonna end up scaring Alec with this horn. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. Like, anytime I can make Alec just stressed out and kind of, not miserable, but keep him on his toes, it feels good. It feels really good. Premium signal horn, air horn. I'm not gonna try it out yet. I'm gonna save it for another video. So a lot of people, when they come back from YouTube, they do this huge thing like, oh, I'm back, even though, you know, honestly, it's been like not even 2 weeks yet. But I thought I would do a video on ghosts. I'm going to this insane asylum at the end of this month. I've gone to a couple other haunted hotels, but this is like next level, kind of freaky. And the funny thing is, I don't even know if I really believe in ghosts, honestly. I mean, I've had some encounters that were questionable, but after it happens, I'm always like, nah, that could have been anything. That could have been the wind. I could have just been imagining that. So I thought I would just share the 4 times that I've encountered ghosts, or thought I encountered ghosts, because I'm still kind of on the fence of like whether I believe it or not. This is such a weird video to start off with, coming back after 2 weeks, but whatever, fuck it. The first one is, I remember waking up, I was 8 years old, and I was in the house that I grew up in. It was the middle of the night. I think it was like 2 or 3 in the morning. I was laying on my side, and there was a closet straight ahead that I was looking at. And I was kind of half asleep. I was kind of squinting my eyes, and I had like a bad dream, so I was already freaked out. I just felt this weird presence in the room, and something seemed off. And it was pitch black, but I had these blinds that for some reason, I think like a light was on outside, or maybe it was the moon coming in through the blinds that kind of made it eerie and weird. I was kind of just staring at my closet with all my clothes hung up and stuff, and I remember seeing a face, like a white face in between my clothes that were hung up, and I was just staring at it, and I was freaked the fuck out. It felt like I was sitting there or laying down for like a half hour. I was like, okay, it's just my imagination. And then I ended up seeing it blink, and I had to like convince myself like, okay, that was just my imagination. There's no way this figure or this face blinked. Like, that's just, I'm losing my mind. I'm probably half asleep. I'm tired. And so I just kept laying there. And I was in this like internal battle with myself of wanting to get up out of my bed and sprint to my mom's room, which was like kind of down the hall. And I was just laying there watching it. And then it blinked again. I sound crazy. I sound like I'm just making this up, but I swear to God, it blinked again. To this day, I don't know if it was like just my imagination, if it was the blinds with the light coming in, kind of weird. I don't know. But I kept seeing it blink. And then the head moved a little bit, and that's when I was like, okay, there's something in my fucking closet. I'm never sleeping in this room again. So I just kept laying there, and finally I was like, what the fuck? I ended up sprinting to my mom's room, and you know that feeling when you're going up the stairs from the basement? Say you turn off the lights in the basement and you sprint up the stairs because you can feel something behind you running after you. That's what it felt like running to my mom's room. I remember this so vividly because I've never been that scared in my entire life. I'm terrified of flying on planes. I could be in the most turbulent flight. But this was like, there was something in my closet in my room at 8 years old, and yeah. So I ended up sleeping with my mom that night. Yeah, I'm a pussy. I don't care, but I'm not about to get abducted by aliens at 8 years old. Fuck that. I ended up waking my mom up. I don't remember what she said exactly, but I think she was just like, whatever, just go to bed. I don't remember being afraid after that. for some reason, I think I would just check my closet every night before I went to bed, but that shit was fucked up. That was one of the most fucked up things that's ever happened to me. To this day, it still like freaks me out just thinking about it. Like when I wake up in the middle of the night and my closet's like right here in front of my bed, I like observe and just look at all the details of my closet just to make sure there's no face staring back at me. Okay, so this next story happened to me when I was staying at a haunted hotel. I think maybe 2 years ago, maybe a year and a half ago. I had never had like any ghostly activity happen especially for how many haunted hotels I've stayed at. But this is the one thing that's happened to me that I would consider like a ghostly encounter, or whatever you want to call it. Me and Jackie it was like midnight or 11 at night. We're walking down the hallway trying to find ghosts or whatever. And if a room is empty, they just leave the doors open, and then it's just like this black rooms that you walk by. It's kind of freaky. So we'd go in like a bunch of rooms, and there's specific rooms that are more haunted than others. So we were trying to find those rooms. We ended up going into like, I think it was room 11. And we go in there and we're like looking around, and it's kind of freaky. I have my camera and stuff, and I ended up turning my camera off because I was like, this is stupid. We're not going to find anything, you know. And then we were both standing with our shoulder against, like facing the door into the hallway. And this is at the end of the hallway. And like I said, our shoulders are facing it, and we're talking to each other. All of a sudden, out of our peripheral vision, we see this black shadowy figure walk by. And I didn't say anything for a second because I was like, that's not shit. That's just me imagining shit. I must have just imagined something out of the corner of my eye. I was like, Jackie, I think I just saw a black shadowy figure walk by the door that we came in from. And she was like, oh my God, me too. I saw the exact same thing. I didn't want to say anything. And so, I mean, that wasn't that freaky, only because it's weird. When you go in a haunted hotel, especially like after the first time, it's kind of like, okay, whatever. If you see something, you see something. It's not a big deal. You're kind of expecting it. So that, especially if you're with someone too. If I was by myself and I saw that, I would shit my fucking pants. Before even leaving my room and trying to explore this place, I would definitely put on a diaper before even trying to explore these dark, black, haunted rooms. There's no way I would go by myself. I just want to throw that out there. I love being scared of paranormal shit and UFOs and stuff, but going by myself, no, I couldn't do it. It would fuck me up. I'd get in my own head, and I'd just internalize all these like horrible things that I think about. I think that's why, especially, like, I always have like music playing or watching YouTube videos or something to stimulate my brain, so I don't have any time to think, because it goes to my thought process. It goes like these deep, dark places, and I would like sabotage myself. It would just fuck me up. Also, leave in the comment section if you guys have any ghost stories or anything like that. I love reading on Reddit or comments of people talking about in detail their ghost experiences or what happened to them. I love that shit, especially reading it at night. I love freaking myself out. Okay, this next one happened at the nursing home that I work at, and this one also didn't freak me out. I don't know why, but I remember standing in the dining room, and I was cleaning up after an activity. I think there was like a soiree or chair yoga or exercise or something, and all the residents were gone. I brought them back to their rooms, so I was just by myself in the dining room. And as I was moving a table, I remember exactly where I was. I was standing in kind of like the corner area of the dining room by the windows. It was like during the day, the sun was out and everything. And I felt on the back of my right shoulder, I think it was, or maybe it was my left shoulder, this like hand kind of like go like that against the back of my shoulder. And I was like, ooh, that's creepy, that's weird. And then I didn't think anything of it, and then a couple minutes later I was kind of doing some charting on my sheet in the same part of the dining room, and it happened again. It didn't feel like some weird, haunted, invasive ghost. It just felt like it was like this friendly ghost just giving me like a pat on the back or something. Maybe it was like a resident that passed away. I don't know. Maybe it was a resident I took care of or did activities with that passed away that was patting me on the back. I don't know. I don't know what it was, but that was like one time where I felt a ghost. I don't know, from the stories that I'm telling, it sounds like I should believe in ghosts, but I feel like I always have an excuse of like, maybe it could have been something else, maybe I could have imagined it, maybe I had an itch there. I don't know. I always justify it with something else because ghosts just seem too far-fetched in my brain. but I want to see a ghost. Like if a ghost just appeared in front of me, then I'd be like, okay, yeah, there are ghosts. But until then, it's like there's always gonna be something that it could have been that besides ghosts. Like if I don't know what it is, I'm not just automatically gonna be like, it was a ghost. I feel like there could always be a scientific or logical reason behind things happening. All right, this last one gave me like the heebie-jeebies, probably the most. I can't believe I just said heebie-jeebies. I'm 30 years old and I just said the heebie-jeebies. But yeah, this last one kind of freaked me out the most, and it stuck with me all day, the day it happened. I think I already told it on this channel, but I'll just tell it again. So residents die all the time at the nursing home. It's like a revolving door for death. It sounds terrible, but it's true. It's like if you get to the nursing home, that's where you go to die. That's your last stay, unless you go there for rehabilitation or therapy or anything. But for the most part, people go there and that's their last stop before they die. So I go around room to room. I work in activities and I invite like certain people to certain activities. I kind of get a feel for what residents like which activities and so on and so forth. So I went into this lady named Mary's room. I was gonna invite her to Reminiscing Through Art. She had just started going to it and really liked it. And I went in there and the curtain was kind of closed, so I was like, oh, maybe she's taking a nap. So I kind of knocked on the wall and opened the curtain, and her bed was really high for some reason, like really high to the point where I was like, that looks fucking dangerous. Why would an aide or a nurse lift up the bed that high, especially when a resident's in it? Like, what if they fall out? That's just a liability. That's just stupid. I was like, whatever. So I turned the corner. I was like, Mary, you coming to Reminiscing Through Art? And she didn't say anything. Her eyes were kind of open. And I knocked again. I was like, Mary, you coming to Reminiscing Through Art? And her eyes turned and looked at me. Like, right into my eyes. Looked at me. It wasn't me imagining it. She was looking straight up at the ceiling. And then when I knocked on the wall and I said, Mary, are you coming to Reminiscing Through Art? Her eyes went from this to this and looked directly at me. And that's when I heard a nurse from behind the curtain knock on the door. And it was like, Jake. So I was like, okay, maybe Mary's just gonna keep sleeping, whatever, maybe she's sick. And I walk out and the nurse was like, Mary died this morning. And I was like, what the fuck? Ugh, I get fucking chills thinking about it, because I can see her face perfectly looking at me after that happened. But yeah, she's like, Mary died this morning. And it's weird. Usually residents die and you can see it coming. They actively are dying or in the process of dying, and hospice is there, family, whatever. But honestly, rarely do residents just randomly die. Like, Mary was doing fine and then just went to bed and didn't wake up. Yeah, she was like, Mary died this morning. And I was like, Becky, her eyes looked at me. And she's like, what are you talking about? I was like, I said Mary, and her eyes turned and looked directly into my eyes. And she's like, are you sure you're not imagining that? And I'm like, I swear to God, her eyes made contact with my eyes after I said her name. That like freaked me out, because I don't know if it was just like I don't know what it was, but that was the one time at the nursing home, you know, when I saw someone dead, that it just freaked me the fuck out, and I still like can see it in my brain, perfectly vivid. And like, I don't have that good of an imagination anymore because I'm 30 and my brain's dying probably at this point, but that's like the one thing that I can see perfectly in my head, is her eyes turning quickly and looking into my eyes. It's so freaky to think about. I don't know, that's pretty much it. Those are the ones that I can remember. I'm sure there's more that has happened to me, but none that stick out like those 4 stories. So, but yeah, don't forget to leave in the comment section if you guys have any ghost stories or anything like that. I'd honestly love to hear them. But yeah, I'm back to doing YouTube now. I'm just gonna keep uploading. I might do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We'll see how it goes. But as far as I know, I'm just gonna keep doing it every day. Thank you guys for sticking around. I know I was gone for like a while, week and a half, 2 weeks, but I appreciate the comments you guys have been leaving, asking when I'm gonna come back. So happy Friday. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Sitting on the steps with Ant, that's my man, flipping pig Russian, discussing politics and contraband. Karma cut me clean as if I asked for it. 7 travels altered states with a cape and fake passport. I wanna shelter everybody from the snakes, and my sleeves know a couple of tricks for hunting breaks. 10,000 lakes, multiple choice of where to drown, so I quote the voice. It goes, what floats is what's found. Get down like they did in the 7-2 before the red and blue had the opportunity to bless you before you knew about milk. Before you had to hold still, before the Kool-Aid got diluted with golden seal. I used to ride around this town on a dirt bike. Child touched a lot of wild stages just to earn stripes. Read my lips, act like you heard right, and keep an eye on your chick. I work my rubber like a turnpike. Ain't nothing for me to come swing from your tree. I wear the love like a ring and I sing until it's free. What you bringin' to we break a measure and let the hook ride just to tie it all together. Whatever. My life ain't as cool as your life, and more than likely I'll be stabbed in my sleep by your wife. So everybody stop asking me what's wrong and quit acting like you don't know the words to my songs. The party starts, I'm in the corner acting smart, spitting game at your girl just to take your world apart. I hang with the secrets and the cats that paint pictures while you sleeping on life and writing the same scriptures. What you gonna take with you? I'll take it all but the fall, and when I'm sitting still you can blame the Benadryl and alcohol. As far as the stars are above the boulevard, I keep my feet on the tar with the heat in the cars. Keep the beats in the jar, wait for the time to unleash, and when it comes everybody only gets one apiece. You better learn the words before you try to quote them. I'm sitting on mixed nuts, who wants to hold them? My life ain't as cool as your life, and more than likely I'll be stabbed in my sleep by your wife. So everybody stop asking me what's wrong and quit acting like you don't know the words to my songs. Now let me get a collective amen. I put tame on the monsters the moment that I came in. I talk to the voices that speak through my headphones, communicate the life while I decipher all the info. I got styles I ain't even heard yet. Words like rain, it came and left the earth wet. Let it drip dry, focus eyes on the catalyst. Standing high in the middle of South Minneapolis. They try to figure it out, they try to break it down, but they're distracted by every accent that's making a sound. Grab it by the throat, lift it up and shake it round, till this whole world sees me as a naked clown. And while I'm pulling on her bra, she's tugging on my drawstring, screaming and shouting to figure out how you lost me. Chewing up my cigarette and smoking my gum. Out of respect for your boyfriend, I'll use my thumb. From the start to the done, I never claimed to be right. I quit sleeping, now the day looks the same as the night. And I'm the type of DJ that only plays what I like. A handful of mixed nuts, everyone's taking a bite. My life ain't as cool as your life, and more than likely I'll be stabbed in my sleep by your wife. So everybody stop asking me what's wrong and quit acting like you